see you at the moment. Oh, flip right. Oh, that one there, I think. You're the techno reserves. Morning, good morning, good morning.
Turn it on.
Yes, I think we are live. Just check and see. Yes, we are. Yes,
Well, you
we
turned
are.
it on before we flipped the camera.
Yes, because I didn't realise it was facing the wrong way. Till I thought, hang on a second. Morning, everybody. We're just doing a quick sound check, and we'll be with you.
Yes, I think we are live.
Yes, sounds like we have some sound. So, welcome to Friday Morning Live. This is going to be one of the weirdest Friday morning lives ever. And that's basically because we've got nothing to show you, nothing except the shop, which is kind of completely and utterly almost bare now. And we thought we'd do it from here for the last time, because I had to come up to empty the last bits of detritus, turn off the Wi-Fi, and mop myself out of the shop before handing the keys back on Monday. And it's been a really strange procedure. This has been the world's longest goodbye. I can only apologise to everybody for the fact that this goodbye seems to have gone on forever and ever and ever. We had to give 6 months' notice, and you obviously try and trade for as long as you possibly can until such time as you can't anymore, because it's no longer sort of viable or safe for people to be coming in the shop, which is being sort of massively unpicked. So it's been a long, slow procedure, but we are now there. Monday is D-Day. Monday I had the keys back, and I think it will be a very sort of mixed emotions sort of day. A bit of sadness, because it's a little bit like a death in a weird way. And it'll also be a huge sense of weight off my shoulders, and let's just be having you, let's get on with it, let's just do whatever comes next. And I was reflecting last night about how this process has been a sort of a mirror image of moving in, but in reverse. And we'll show you in a while when we turn the cameras around. When we moved into this building, I thought it was absolutely huge. And I don't think I've ever been so scared of taking on a lease and hoping to goodness that it would work. And we moved in and everything was totally white. The floors were unpainted, the walls were all white. It was in good condition, they'd renovated it, but there was nothing here. And we had a deadline where we had to be out of our other shop within 3 weeks and move into the new space. So it meant that I had to paint all the floors, paint all the walls, and move the stock up here. And I lost a stone in weight in 3 weeks. I was working here from 6 in the morning till 9:30, going down to our other shop down the road and working there all day, and then finishing at that shop at 5:30 and coming back and working up here until 9 at night. And I did it for 3 weeks, and I basically didn't eat. So combined with worry and hard work and up and down ladders and the physical strenuous activity of painting walls and things, I have never lost so much weight so quickly, a whole stone in 3 weeks. But it was very exciting, and it was the excitement that drove me on and just kept me going, and the looking forward to it being sorted and having new premises, and it was such a nice big space that we were going to have the option to fill. I remember 3 weeks after we'd opened, we did an opening party, and we managed to get everything lovely, and we had canapes, and we had waitresses here sort of walking around, and champagne, etc., and loud music, and people were dancing and generally having a good time. And I can remember seeing the pictures of me, and I look absolutely knackered, more knackered than you can possibly imagine. But anyway, it's been a fabulous 9 years of trading in Wotton, 6 years in this shop, and I've met some wonderful people. Huge shout out to all the people who've ever come to visit us, buy things from us, boost us, keep us going. You know, I can't thank you enough. You've all been fantastic. And I guess the process in reverse is obviously taking everything out and then cleaning everything and getting rid of the Wi-Fi and sorting out the broadband and all those sorts of things that you tend to sort of forget about. But we're on the home straights now. We're nearly there. And I've had so many people knocking on the door as I've been clearing things and sort of wishing us well and saying we're really sorry to be losing you. So it's been really, really nice to see everybody, and I'll be popping up to Wotton a lot. So the paint, as you will remember me saying, has been taken down to Make and Mend. They're in the high street. They're closer to the bottom of the high street. We're near the top. They're near the bottom. And they're open every day selling the Frenchic paint apart from Wednesdays and Sunday.
Morning, oh, how empty it looks.
Oh my God, yes, Jules. And thank you, Jules, for always being there and always being so supportive. You've been fantastic. And yeah, it sounds really, really echoey in here. Just walking around, my boots seem to be making a hell of a noise on the floor. So we'll show you, because obviously you've never really seen behind the scenes in this shop. We don't know who's coming in yet. As far as I'm aware, nobody has taken the shop premises over. So we could do a little walk round. And we've got interested parties, but nobody's actually sort of signed the lease or anything as yet. So if you wanted to have a look around, we can show you behind the scenes and show you what's been our space.
There's only behind the scenes now. There's only behind the scenes.
There is really only behind the scenes, yes. My house has been taken over with the stuff that we couldn't fit into the mould house, and I've collected a big pile of rubbish on the drive, which I will book in a slot at the local tip and take off to the tip next week. And gradually things have been allocated a home until we can actually get them sold. But that's next week's problem. This week is just concentrating about closing this one down. So if you're ready, Ginge, let's just turn the camera around and we'll have a little wander. One thing I was just going to mention, that Guy, who's one of the key holders for the shop and is a great friend of mine, he's been so helpful over the years. He is running a solar energy clinic here. He's done it for the last 3 weeks. This will be the last and final week here, and he'll be here from 9 until 1 on Saturday morning. So if you've ever had any questions about solar energy and whether you have to have a south-facing roof and how does it work and what's the expense and blah, 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 he's completely independent. He's not trying to flog anything. He's just a geek when it comes to solar power. It's what he does for a living, and he's just going to come in and just sort of tell people anything that they might need to know. So if you fancy popping in and asking some questions, you might even think they're silly or basic, he will be delighted to answer them, and he's very, very helpful. So that's on Saturday. Also, to that end, because he wants to run these solar energy clinics, and they've been going well since he's been coming in here, he will now need new premises. So if anybody in Wotton knows of a little tiny weeny shop or a little tiny weeny space within their shop that they would be happy to let him rent for Saturday mornings going forward, do get in touch with me and I'll pass you his details and you can get in touch with Guy directly. So that's just a little plug for him. So we could have a nice dance in here, couldn't we? Do you remember, Ginge, me painting these bloody diamonds?
Yeah, on the YouTube channel, there's a 360.
Oh yes, there is, isn't there?
Video. I was using a 360 camera back then, and Fifi was putting these diamonds onto the floor.
If you look and you see, you know, they go back up through to the back door as well, which leads out to the car park with our allocated parking space, which is an absolute blessing in Wotton. It's wonderful. But yes, these diamonds, they were all stenciled onto the floor. So it was a get down on your hands and knees job with a little roller, and then you'd lift that stencil up and let that one dry and go to another spot and do the next one. It felt like it was never ending. And you know that old saying about diamonds are a girl's best friend? I can thoroughly vouch for the fact I never wanted to see another diamond as long as I lived after doing all these. And then just to add to it, I did the diamonds on the wall in the passageway here, the grey and the mustard, which I really, really like. And Barbara and I did that between us. Oh, we did laugh. We kept getting it wrong and we kept having to paint over it. We were so addled by then. And then just because I'm a bit of a stupid person, I decided to do some little diamonds across the threshold here as well. I doubt whether anybody ever even noticed, but I just kind of thought I would do it. And then we painted these stripes on just to show the colours and to add a little bit of extra interest to the shop. And we never painted this side because we always had our big cabinet there with all the spare paints on it, so we never did that side, but I always thought it would look really nice and it kind of leads you down through to that back door. So just so you can see what the kitchen is like, I'll stand out here, but Ginger can have a look. That colour on the wall, that blue colour, is one of the Frenchic wall paints. It's one of my favourite colours, and it's called Smooth Operator. And the wall paints are a dead flat, fully scrubbable, and they really are fully scrubbable. matte emulsion, and the coverage is superb.
Then LP is saying, morning, I've always loved the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Fee. I always loved it too, but I didn't love doing it, I have to say. So we put in the kitchen. There wasn't one here before. I've got to give everything a thoroughly good clean. We put in these cupboards. We put in this dresser and painted it and did the bit of stenciling on that just because. And, you know, we've painted furniture in here and it's been a useful little space. So that's the kitchen. And then we have the cupboard in here, which we put in the shelves and the coat hooks. It's great for storage and just keeping stuff like brooms and mops. I am really. It's just, I'm so fond of this shop. I really am. But this is where you can see how echoey it is. It's like, hello, hello, hello. And we've got a cellar down here, which has given us great mirth and merriment. We have scraped our spines on it. We have bumped our heads. We won't bother to go down there, but the hole to get down into it is reasonably narrow. But once you get down through there, so I tend to go down backwards, that you can stand up down there, and it's a good space, and that's where all the meters and things are. So we used to keep sort of anything that we didn't need access to too much down there. But you invariably used to come back up and either scrape your head or scrape your back. And then the loo, which a nice big sized loo as well, it always made me laugh because it's all fitted out with sort of the disability handles and things, which is extremely useful. But you've got steps that lead up into it, which always sort of didn't quite make sense to me. But anyway, that's what it was. So that's it. If anybody wants a chair, free, gratis, and for nothing. It's the chair that I used to use at WI meetings and talks and demonstrations and things to show that you can actually paint fabric as well. This was your world's most boring dining chair, brown and beige and just vile. And I painted the fabric as well as the wood just to show that you can paint fabric using the Frenchic paint. And I put some little stencils on it. So it's a bit of nonsense, really. It's a half and a half chair. But if somebody just needs a spare chair and they're not fussed about that, they can have it. Otherwise, it's going on the skip. This stuff here has been bought, so that's going back in the van today. This is the table that Guy's been using for his clinic, so that will go when he's finished his clinic. And then we've still got the bloody wardrobe, this bloody wardrobe, honest to God. I've advertised it now for £100. Honestly, if you knew how much work went into doing all this stenciling, and without blowing my own trumpet, how beautifully it's been painted. I'm a particular painter. I like things to be done properly and I like them to be done well. And it's a great little wardrobe. But obviously, wardrobes are out of fashion or something at the moment. So I really, really, really don't want to have to load that into my van and take it home and leave it in the corridor at home. So between now and Sunday, if there's anybody who wants to make me an offer, not a silly offer, please not a silly offer, because I did so much work on it, but honestly, talk to me. I just really, really, really want it gone. So you can just give me a shout. The number's on our website, it's on our Instagram page, it's on our Facebook page, it's practically tattooed on my forehead. It's on eBay as well. It's on eBay, yes. So if anybody's interested in the wardrobe, please, 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 what can I do? Just sort of, you know, come out there with a big stick and beat you all and say, just buy it. So yeah, that's it. So our next Friday morning live will probably be from the Malt House, all being well, and that'll be next Friday. And then we'll be able to show you the 2 concessions we've got up there. If for any reason that doesn't work, well, we might end up just having the furniture, the new stuff that's coming in the back of the van. And we'll open the back of the van and say, so this is what's here, this is available, etc., and go from there. So, yeah, apart from just doing the final little bit good boy, Pads.
She's
good
our
boy.
loveliest friend, and
She
Paddy
is.
doesn't like her
No,
at
and
all.
she's so generous. She's been such a lovely lady. What do you want to say about Ukraine, Ginger, and collections for Ukraine going
well,
forward?
I was going to ask you about that because I'm thinking of putting a notice on the website to say that we're still collecting and that Carol Ann of Wotton Cafe on the High Street.
Yes.
She's on the right-hand side as you're going up, in about halfway up. and she's always been great collecting the out-of-date first aid kits and any medical supplies that you don't need anymore, redundant things. We've had so many donations. We've sent over, I think it's 3 pallets so far, and we get video gratitude from them. They're always so grateful to receive all of that, so beneficial, and quite a lot of times they're unopened, pain relief, all sorts of things in there. We've had heart rate monitors and blood pressure monitors.
Lots of bandages and dressings and things.
Yes, so you can drop them down at Carol Ann's cafe, or you can message, and if necessary, I can come and collect. So we're still doing that as far as I know at the moment, and I'll put a notice on the website, so
right,
to let you know how that's going.
Yes, thank you to everybody who has donated. It's been extremely appreciated.
Yeah.
So
the website does have the links to the malt house, to the opening hours, the cafe opening hours, and the maps of where it is. That's our based location now as far as Phoebe's Fancy Furniture is concerned. So we're trying to update Apple Maps. We've managed to do the Google Maps, but Apple Maps has taken a bit longer. So hopefully all of these digital things will come into some semblance of order.
yes, thank God for Virginia, because if it was left to me to do that, I would still be using a sort of a quill and ink.
Tony Davey is saying good morning.
Morning, Tony. Thanks for all your support and all your sharing, Tony. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
And obviously we're still going to be trading. We're still in business. We just won't have this high street shop to be in every day. But you know, things change. We must move forward. I'm strapping my big girl's knickers on. I'm trying not to be emotional, and it's only business, and we must move forward and go with the times.
You've done so much hard work.
I flipping have, I tell you, I'm knackered.
And you've had a lot of hiccups on the way, other obstacles to overcome. So it hasn't been straightforward, and there is a plan, but it's sort of unfolding.
Slightly murky at the moment. We're going to take it out, dust it off, reinvent it, and then zoom forward again. So just remains to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you to this wonderful shop. Try not to get emotional.
Go on, have a good cry on camera.
Yeah. Really good cry.
It's good content.
I feel like
loves a good cry.
I feel like I want to bless it. Is that a bit weird? I feel like I want to bless it and wish it good luck for whoever comes next, because it's been such a great shop to me. Flipping heck! Stop being so emotional.
You could just go and piss in the corner.
If we had some holy water, we'd shove it around the thing. But when I said about holy water to Ginny, she said, well, you could just piss in the corner. And I said, that's not really what I had in mind. Oh, Pads, leave him alone. He's allowed to walk down the pavement.
He's never going to be a shop dog.
No.
Never.
So, thank you, everybody. Love you all. And have a great week, great weekend.
To, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where Fiona's going to be doing loads of content.
Oh,
She's
yes.
going to be doing loads of furniture up cycling, painting tutorials, all sorts of things coming from the YouTube channel. So Fiona LP is saying all the best, Fee. You deserve it.
Oh, thanks, my darling.
Thanks,
thank you.
Take
Bye
care.
for now.
Bye for now.